I agree entirely with the right honourable member, the honourable member from Windsor. Obviously, he has two Windsor castles in his ward, in his constituency. The big one where the royal family lives, and a Lego model of it at Legoland as well.
There's a pub called the Windsor Castle.
And I think the enforcement of this clause should apply equally to Legoland as it does to the real Windsor Castle. But I agree that there is a power imbalance there where it's unlikely that the Royal Borough of Windsor and Maidenhead's trading standards scheme enforcement officers are going to be going into Windsor Castle. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, giving way. I just wanted to ask what the honourable member thinks happens now, because there is enforcement obviously now across the board in various different things, and tobacco control, and obviously the Crown estate now has to comply. So I just wondered if you would like to comment as to how the extension of those enforcements would be different to what happens now in Windsor Estate or on any other estate.
I very much hope there is no difference, and that's precisely my point. My point is that we need to have consistent enforcement, both with across the piece, across the country, but also in line with other restricted items and other sale items or advertising that we already have. That doesn't take away from the point that it is still a very complex procedure to be able to do so, and I think as we are moving towards a tobacco-free generation, the Minister, I think it would be helpful if the Minister could let us know how he felt that enforcement across the Crown entities and the Crown estates would be done. I think also the second point is around the legal ambiguities. So applying advertising restrictions to the Crown entities might create legal ambiguities in my view, particularly where such entities operate under multiple regulatory frameworks, which I think goes back to the point my honourable friend from Windsor made, where who might be enforcing this and where. And again, I suppose the final point on this is the resource allocation to it. So ensuring compliance with advertising restrictions may require additional resources, both within the Crown entities and among enforcement agencies. So to be frank, don't know how current licensing laws are enforced here, for example, in the Houses of Parliament. But again, there may, if we bring in this bill, which I very much hope we do, there may be some resource allocation within the Crown to do that. So, in conclusion, I think the inclusion of the clauses 46, 47, 66 and 134, I think really underscores the bill's commitment to governance and legal fairness. However, as I've said, I think the successful implementation of these clauses hinges on addressing several broader considerations. First, what I might call enhanced intergovernmental, inter-parliament collaboration. Effective implementation of these clauses will require, I think, close collaboration between UK-wide and the devolved authorities. Establishing clear communications channels and joint enforcement mechanisms, I think, will be crucial. Secondly, around the transparent compliance frameworks. I think the government should develop transparent frameworks to monitor and enforce compliance within Crown entities. And I think these frameworks should include clear guidelines, reporting requirements, and accountability measures. I don't expect there to be a vast burden on the judiciary, but as I have already mentioned, we may need to address any potential increases in judicial workload, and additional resources should be allocated to the High Court and other relevant judicial bodies to ensure that cases related to Crown compliance are handled efficiently and quickly. And finally, I think there needs to be a public awareness campaign. I think raising awareness about the application of these clauses can help foster public support for the bill. I think demonstrating to the public that we in Houses of Parliament and indeed across the Crown estate are being held to the same standards as... Yes,